The earthen readout that you see behind me is Fort Davidson. It's located here in Pilot Knob, Missouri. The Battle of Pilot Knob went on right in this very spot during the American Civil War. Confederate General Price, coming up from Arkansas, was bent on controlling this part of the state of Missouri. We're in the state of Missouri right now. So when he came up here, what he did is he attacked this fort. Now he had 12,000 men. The fort only had 1,000. During 3 days of battle here, the fort lost, the Confederates lost about 100 soldiers. General Price, the Union lost about 100 soldiers. General Price, the Confederates, lost somewhere in the neighborhood of 1,000. So it's 10-1 basically losing people and injured and all of this. Now Price ended up winning because during the cover of night at midnight, the Union abandoned this and basically snuck out, took the munitions, and blew up what they couldn't take with them. But during this whole fighting, and it came through all of southern Missouri and all north of here, slightly north and slightly west, Price was chasing Confederate soldiers during this whole time. I mean, Price was chasing Union soldiers during this whole time, and unfortunately all of that time took away from his attacks that should have been on St. Louis or Jefferson City. During that time they were able to refortify Jeff City and St. Louis, and it proved to be a costly campaign. Although it's one of the largest cavalry campaigns in history, it proved to be very costly to the Confederates. Here we are inside of Fort Davidson at Pilot Knob, Missouri. This fort was defended by the Union soldiers and was overtaken by the Confederates. What you see inside this pit was the munitions magazine, and at the time this munition magazine would have been about 40 feet long, 12 feet high, and 12 feet wide. It was covered with like 15 feet of earth to protect it from the enemy fire. There were 20 tons of gunpowder and ammunition stored in here. At midnight, defenders silently evacuated the fort. What was not being taken was piled against the magazine, and the Union dead were laid nearby. An hour later, a party of volunteers lit a fuse to the magazine and galloped for safety. The startled Confederates did not realize that the fort had been evacuated. Major General Price presumed that an accident had ignited the magazine and that the fort would surrender in the morning. Ironically, the fort was empty. I'm still in Pilot Knob and just steps away from Fort Davidson, but what you can see over my shoulder is Tomsauk Mountain. Tomsauk Mountain is the highest point in Missouri and is part of the Ozark Mountain Range. I'm standing here at Grant's Oak. Now the oak tree is no longer here, but in commemoration, the statue has been placed here. General Ulysses S. Grant received his commission as general standing in this exact location. It's located in the city of Ironton, Missouri. Now this statue was erected in 1886 to commemorate that event.